Hello and thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Northeast. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. So check in with the satellite picture early on this Friday morning. Quiet across the Northeast, just a few spotty clouds across the region. A lot of people waking up to some sunshine this morning. Meanwhile, we've got scattered thunderstorms back to the west, across portions of the Midwest and the Great Lakes, across Minnesota, Iowa, and southern Wisconsin into northern Illinois. We'll be watching that region for some severe storms as we head into the afternoon and evening, and then that storm system will migrate off to the east, impacting the Northeast as we head into the weekend, bringing again a low chance for some strong storms to parts of the Northeast as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Now, as we look at temperatures across the region, a warm and humid air mass being drawn northward from the Gulf of Mexico, mid-70s already across portions of the Corn Belt, and it is a humid mid-70s. I can confirm that here in central Illinois. The air feels heavy already here at 6 o'clock this morning. So you look at the last 7 days of precipitation here across the entire U.S., kind of focusing on the Northeast region. It's been rather spotty, rather disorganized over the last week. And that's led to some increasing dryness across the region, especially across the northern portions of the Northeast here, across parts of Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, down into western Massachusetts, portions of northwestern Connecticut as well, and then spotty drought beginning to pop up even into portions of Pennsylvania. Now, as we look at the current soil moisture anomaly right now, again, we've got dry soil beginning to crop up across essentially the entire Northeast region now. As we look at the next week of precipitation, we're going to see some relief in spotty areas, but we'll also see some dryness. Again, that is the result of rather disorganized precipitation opportunities over the next week. We can look at that with the GFS on the top, the European on the bottom here. The next 7 days precipitation anomaly forecast, just raw model output. And again, you see the same picture here with some ending up with some precipitation here, some locally heavy rainfall, others ending up dry. So there will be some big losers and some big winners as we head through the next week. Again, we're talking about the low risk for some severe storms over the next 3 days across western portions of Pennsylvania and New York, perhaps as early as late tonight, and then across parts of, again, portions of Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, maybe Connecticut as well, and then a marginal risk extending even into portions of New Hampshire and Vermont. Again, mostly talking about the potential for some damaging wind gusts with some of these quick-moving line segments, and then a marginal risk even into Sunday we've got down on the bottom here. So we'll be keeping a daily chance for some thunderstorm activity in here as we head through the weekend into early next week. Now, as we look at the high-resolution NAM model, this will show us that thunderstorm threat beginning late tonight. Let's go ahead and let it play through, but then bring it back to this morning. Again, that thunderstorm activity currently well off to our west across portions of Illinois and Wisconsin. Minnesota and Iowa this morning. We'll watch for those thunderstorms to flare back up, perhaps severe at times this afternoon and evening, producing some damaging winds, maybe some scattered large hail, maybe even a tornado or two. As we head into the overnight hours right around midnight, that's when parts of far western New York and western Pennsylvania could see those first thunderstorms beginning to move through. Along the warm front, we'll watch that activity pushing from west to east during the morning hours on Saturday. So we could see a corridor here during the overnight hours tonight, late overnight into tomorrow morning that could get hit with some heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds with some of those thunderstorms. As we get into Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, we'll watch again for this corridor to pop back up with scattered thunderstorms, again producing some damaging winds at times. So heads up across this region over the next 48 hours for, again, some locally high winds producing some wind damage and maybe even some locally heavy rainfall as well. So here we are, we're at 8 p.m. on Saturday, scattered thunderstorm activity across the region. That continues to die out as we head into Saturday afternoon, and then as we get into Saturday night. And then as we get into Sunday afternoon, with that area of low pressure, that trough kind of still hanging out across the region, we'll once again watch for scattered thunderstorm activity to pop up, a little less organized, a little less severe weather threat as we head into Sunday afternoon. So total precipitation from the NAM model as we take it into Sunday afternoon. Again, here's that potential corridor of thunderstorms moving through late tonight into tomorrow morning. And then you just notice the scattered nature, the kind of disorganized nature of the thunderstorm and the precipitation forecast here as we head into the weekend. Now we'll be watching a frontal boundary stalling out across portions of the Corn Belt and the Great Lakes as we get into Sunday. There you see it right there, kind of maybe a little bit more like that. This same boundary is going to kind of be meandering to the north and to the south as we head into early next week. And each time it does that, each time it kind of wobbles, we'll see clusters of thunderstorms popping up across the central and eastern Corn Belt, and those could at times make their way into the Northeast region. as we watch kind of a cutoff low spin across the northeast as we get into early next week. That will probably act to kind of quiet us down mid to late week, but we'll have to just keep an eye on that. So let's bring it back. Let's look at the European model as we again watch areas to our west for those thunderstorms to pop up during the afternoon and evening hours today, perhaps moving into the region late tonight into tomorrow morning. We'll then watch tomorrow afternoon and evening additional thunderstorm clusters popping up, producing high winds and locally heavy rainfall across the northeast. And then as we head into Sunday afternoon, more thunderstorm activity possible, but a lower severe weather threat and a more disorganized nature to the thunderstorm activity. So we'll head then into Monday and Tuesday, watching this cutoff low spin across the region. We'll be watching for scattered, disorganized shower activity, maybe some thunderstorms as well, a little bit lower instability. So again, not talking about repeated thunderstorms producing severe weather across the region. Any severe weather will be very local in nature, but even as we head into Wednesday, this is now, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 straight days. Heading into Thursday, we start to die out. This is when that cutoff low maybe starts to retrograde back to the west a little bit, bringing a little bit of a shutdown to the thunderstorm activity. But while it's not going to be widespread, not everyone's going to get a drink here. We got 5 days, it looks like, of opportunity for at least hope, to be alive, to get some thunderstorm activity, some showers across the region and mitigate some of this early dryness. Another way to look at this with the GFS, we'll look at daily precipitation accumulation. So 24-hour precipitation accumulation. Let's go ahead here. We'll just step through time with it. Let me get it paused. Having a little trouble though, but we'll get it here and then we'll wrap things up. So here's today. Watching that thunderstorm activity pushing into the western portions of the area late tonight. Here's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way into Friday. Again, it's just very low coverage, disorganized coverage, but at least an opportunity for some localized relief from some of this early dryness. The probability between now and next Friday of receiving 1 inch or more precipitation from the European ensemble. Again, we see that stalled out boundary across this region from the Dakotas across the central Corn Belt into the Mid-South, an area that badly needs some precipitation as well. But then we see kind of spotty natured here, at least kind of a maybe 50-50 shot here, picking up 1 inch of rain or more here. Just a disorganized look, but at least we've got a little bit of a hope as long as we keep that area of low pressure kind of parked across the region to bring in a little bit of relief. Temperatures across the northeast are going to be on the warm side in many areas as we head through the next 7 days. Let's look at those forecast high temperatures over the next several as we head through the weekend into early next week. 70s and 80s across the region as we get the week started. Here's Friday, Saturday, the weekend, I should say, to get the week finished, get the weekend started. Sunday high temperatures, and then we'll look at more of the same as we head into Monday and Tuesday. Those highs anywhere from the upper 70s in the north to the mid to upper 80s across the south, across Pennsylvania over toward the mid-Atlantic. And at times it will be humid with hot and muggy conditions, very summer-like pattern across the northeast. Have a great day, a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you all again on Monday morning.